Hi everyone. I guess I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
no share.
Okay. Can anyone confirm if they aren't able to hear me? Okay. Yasin, can you confirm if you can hear me?
Yeah, you are doing
Okay.
clearly.
Thank you. Okay. So hi everyone. Okay. So we will go through what we call a system design of Instagram to look around what is the possibility of building it. Okay. How someone from a very new to tech background can look upon those application and build something similar to them. Okay, so I will sharing my screen just to note down a few things. Okay, so that it can be easy to make it up. Okay, can anyone confirm if my notepad is visible or not?
Yes, it's visual.
Okay, okay, so we have to go and see how this can be possible to build something like photo sharing app. We will say it is a photo sharing app very similar to of Instagram. Okay, okay. Now, okay, so for any of the application whichever we are building, okay, it could have three components. Okay. Now, what are these components? Okay, so we can say the UI or client. We can say so whatever we are using. Like if we say about the Instagram application, the application which we are using is called UI or user interface or client through which we can interact with the application. Okay, and next part is server or backend. Now, what is server and backend? It is a component which deals with the handling of the database. Okay, handling the routings. Now, whichever is like suppose there are many services. When we say in services, we have got messages, we have got feed, we have got photo upload, we have got profiles. So every single function can be, you can say it, a different service. So these are managed using server. And the very last thing is we can say database. Okay. Now these database will be holding all the information like the profile data, the post you are making, if you are making certain comments, even those are available. Okay. Now when we talk about building a system, we need certain language to build all of these. So versatile wise, we will be using JavaScript. So it is very easy to build UI and backend both using just a single language, JavaScript. Okay, but moving ahead, we won't be going that depth into a language. Instead, we will be moving ahead with the system of how we can build an application like this. Okay, language is a different aspect. We can use any of the languages available to build this single application. So language won't be any dependency. Okay, okay. Is these very basic terms clear to everyone? Okay, if you will keep a silence, then I will assume a yes. If you have certain queries regarding to any of the term, any of the lines I have been using, you can just prompt me at the moment. Okay, clear? Yes or no? Okay. Now, for making this sort of application, we have got certain requirements. Okay. Now, what are these? These can be of two terms. Okay, functional. Okay, and then it can be functional. Okay. Now, functional means these are like important requirements which has to be fulfilled. Non-functional can wait, like even those are not fulfilled, it won't be affecting our applications a lot. But the functional are those which you can see. but non-functional are those which you have to calculate to make certain things. Okay, we will look around this how these things do work. Okay, now if we go into the functional requirements, so what could be those? Okay, so it could be, okay, user should be able to upload a photo. Okay, this is one of the basic function of our application. Okay, now next would be user should be able to search a profile. Okay, and the most important one is user should be able to follow. Okay, these we can term as a functional requirements because these are some of the basic features that is required to handle. Okay, now the non-functional requirements. Okay, these are which won't be seeing it, but when we are building an application, but these are something expected to follow. Okay, means now it should be of high availability. It means even on the lower internet speed devices, you could be able to use this application. Okay, it doesn't mean like if you have very low speed and then you can't open the application. At least you should be able to open the application. Okay, next is what we can say, low latency. It means if you are trying to run any service, like if you are uploading photos, searching for a profile, then it shouldn't take much time. Okay, because querying the database could take time, but we have to optimize our queries or the any application any services we are building, we have to optimize it in the way that we are doing any queries, like if you can say example, like searching a profile. Okay, uploading some uh, we can high data media. It means the media has got really big file, so those sort of some services should be of low latency. It means it doesn't take much time. Okay, because what will happen if you are trying to search for a profile, it is not appearing as soon as you want, you could be like not using it again. Okay, so it should be available at the moment you are doing it. Okay, okay, now next thing is it should be reliable. Now what is meant by reliable? Now suppose you are using an application where you are uploading a media today and next day it is lost. Okay, so I guess no one will be using it. Okay, so reliable means if you are using certain application, it should be consistent enough to give you same user experience every single day. Okay, it should not be like the use case which I told you uploaded today and it got deleted. Okay, so that it's called reliable. Okay, and next we can say it should be optimized and scalable. Now what is meant by scalable? Now suppose you have built your application today for we can say 1 million user. Okay, now at somewhat in the time you have got 5 million user. Now, your system should be in such a manner that if you want to scale the number of database or number of count of server, it should not be affecting your current state of application. Okay. Now, suppose you have got 5 server at the moment, but now you want to make it 25 server. So you should be making it from 5 to 25 without hampering your current users. Okay, so user won't be knowing, okay, that your application is down, you are doing some maintenance and you are doing some sort of work on the server. Okay, so now these functional requirements is mostly related with the code. Okay, but non-functional are mostly with the optimization and user experience. Okay, okay, is it clear till here, or if you have any certain queries you can put ahead? Anyone can speak up if they have to ask anything or they've got any doubts in the head. Even if it is clear, you can say yes, or if you have to ask anything, you can pause me at the moment. Okay. There is a silence. I'll be assuming no doubt. Okay. Now let's get to some sort of, you can say, calculations. Okay. Now, if you are making certain application, we have to calculate how much database we are going to be utilized. Okay. Now suppose we have got total user of, we can say, 500 million. Okay. Now out of these 500 million, we have got active user of, we can say, 1 million. Okay. 1 million, it means 1 million per day. So out of 500 million, at any moment you have got 1 million active user. It means the whatever services are working, it's working for these 1 million user every single day. Okay. Now suppose these 1 million user make a post, 5 post per day. So it could be of total post as 5 million per day. Okay. These many posts you are making at the moment. Okay. So now what we can do, we can get a calculation from here. What we can say is number of photos per second. Okay. It could be 5 million divided by, if you got a number of days in a second, so you can go have 24 hours, 60 minute and 60 second. Okay. It should be nearly 57. Okay. You are uploading 57 photos every single second. Okay. Now you have to handle this sort of data in this application. Okay. Now let's, now we have to optimize our data so that even if the user is uploading any sort of data size, suppose someone could be uploading 2 MB of photo, someone could be 10 MB, and someone could be of even KBs. So we have to optimize it so that uh, the user experience doesn't hamper up. Okay. So what we can say, so we have to make the photo quality a bit on a lower side in terms of size. So if we do size of a photo could be of 150 KB. Okay. Single file of 150 KB. Now these 57 photos, okay, or we can say our daily data usage, daily database usage could up to be, we can say, 5 million post every day, means 5 million photos into 150 KB. Okay. It could be nearly 700 of GB. Okay. Okay. So now you can see you need at least 700 GB of storage every single day. Okay. Now assume that your service or your application could be enabled or working for next 10 years. Okay. So we can make a calculation for the next 10 years. Okay. Now what could be our usages? We can say 700, and we can assume 700 GB. Okay. Per day, 365 days, and it could be 10 years. Okay. So it would lead to nearly 2 point, let me calculate, 2.2 to 2.4 petabytes. Okay. Now, now why have to make beforehand calculation? Whenever you are making any application, any sort of application. If it is not about just a photo sharing application in Instagram, any sort of application if you are building, you have to go with these certain calculation regarding the server, regarding the database or data storage you needed. Okay, so that at the any end of the building the application, you won't be saying, okay, I missed this calculation. Okay, now when we are done with all of these calculation, now someone from the database administrator team would be optimizing the database, getting the database connection. But from developer point of view, you could be building the services. Okay, or you could be building the database tables. Okay, now if we go about the database tables, okay, now what could be needed? We need certain table. Okay, so let's say we need a user table where we will be holding the user. Okay, now what are the things we needed to store the data of the user? Okay, it could be username. Okay, it is every time a unique. Okay, you can't use same username on Instagram twice. Okay, another is email. Okay, unique. Okay, next is password. Okay, now it could be hashed. Okay, what is meant by hash means, suppose if your password is, we can say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, this is your password. Just give me a minute. Now what is hashed? It means if you are storing anything in a plain string, anything, so it could be hashed to a certain, we can say, this sort of random number. Okay, now whenever your database is compromised at any moment, your password won't be compromised. Okay, this is done using some sort of complex calculation which are not easy to break out. Okay, so your passwords will be saved. Okay. Hmm. What is the next thing? Now whenever you are creating any entry in any database, you will be getting a key. Okay, key can be what we can say user ID. Okay, okay, user ID, and it will always be a unique. Okay, and it is got auto incrementing feature in our database, whatever database we will using. Now suppose in a SQL base you start with 1, so as soon as you make the next entry, it will be 2, next entry it will be 3, and it goes on. Okay, but we won't be using this sort of from 1 to 3. What we will be using is called object ID. Okay, now we are done with the password. Okay, next thing which we can store is, we can name it as is private. Okay, it will be boolean. Okay, means it will be either true or false. So you have seen this feature, many accounts are private, so you can say this is private variable could be true. Okay, now these things can go on, like there is no limitation on a user data whatever we can need it, but we are basing a, like we are building a very basic variant. So I guess for our application these are like these user data are enough. Okay, we won't be utilizing much of the feature. These are very basic feature which we can utilize. Okay, now next thing is whenever you are making a post. Okay, whenever you are making a post, okay, you will be needing something. Okay, now what is next thing is key. The very first thing is key, which will be post underscore id. Okay, it will be again unique. Okay, next thing is user underscore id. Now this user id is same as this user id. It means whenever you are creating a post, then from the db itself you should be aware, okay, who is the user of this post. Okay, it's not that you created a post and you don't saved its user id, then it will be useless because you won't be able to fetch, okay, who created this post. Okay, now once user id is done, next thing you can say is created date. Okay, this will be a date time. Okay, it will hold your date as well as time. Okay, now if you want to save many things, we can save location. Okay, now it will be in form of latitude and longitude. Okay, so we can hold two of the data here. Okay, now next thing is caption. Okay, okay, it will be a string. Okay, now and next thing we can have is photos, and it will be an array of id. We can say photo id. Okay, it will be an array, because if we are storing, suppose we is in Instagram, we've got a feature to upload at least 10 photos. Okay, so we can upload photos in an array. Now we are uploading photos, so we can have a photo data too. Okay, now again photo id. Okay, this will be again for single id, it will be again unique. Okay, next what we can have is created date, even though these will be same. Okay, this created date and this created date, so we won't be utilizing it. Okay, now what we can, so for each photo we can store the post id. Okay, now whenever we will be making these separate database, at certain time we will be needing the feature of joining these, so that we can fetch. Okay, for the user these are the posts, and for these posts these are the photos. Okay, now I hope these basic things are clear to everyone. These are not that complex, so anybody could at least be aware of these sort of things if they like they are CS graduates. Okay, now is it clear? Now let's look around the most important thing, services. Okay, now what services we will be building? Okay, now very first service we will be building is users should be able to user login, or sorry we can say sign in or sign up. Okay, means user could be able to create account, or account already existing, he should be able to log in. Okay, now next service should be create a post, means if you are into the application, you should be able to create a post. Okay, and the very important thing, which is get feed. Now what is get feed is, now whenever you are opening the application, you are seeing your home page. It means data from every those users whom you are following. It should be from the latest date. Okay, the newest one on the top and oldest one on the bottom. So that is called feed. It means fetching the data, latest data from the user whom you are following. Okay, these, now get feed is a different service. It means a different service will be working, a different server will be requiring. Create a post, it means you are uploading certain data, certain photos. Sign in, sign up. Now these are single services. Okay, it means single services mean, now suppose this feature has got certain issues. Okay, but we can stop this service, means user won't be able to sign in and sign up for the moment. Suppose we have got a downtime of 1 hour, then for 1 hour user won't be able to create an account or log in. But any of the user who is already logged in, he can create a post, or he can get the feed data. This is meant by a different services. But what if they are in the single services? In single services, if any of these services are on a downtime, then every other services will be affected. Okay, we have to stop the entire server. But in the service based approach, we have to stop any one of the servers which is faulty. Rest of the server can work out. Okay, okay, next big feature is delete post. Okay, we can delete the post. Okay, suppose you have got a post to delete, we can fetch from the id and we can delete it. Okay. Next thing is follow, unfollow a user. Okay. And last thing we can do is search a user. Okay. Now these are the services which we will be utilizing. Okay. Now to sign in and sign up, we can have a routes to sign in, sign up, and okay. Okay. For very basic of the application, these are the parameters we can look around. Now what we do here is whenever we are going on with our long term courses which are for 2 to 3 months, sorry, 3 to 4 months, there we build these sort of application where user can build similar to something like of Instagram where they can share the photos. Okay, they can work on the login logout authentication and authorization, how we can secure our backend, how we can secure our database, and how we can work with joining of the table. So suppose we have got multiple tables, how we can join those and fetch data in a single column. Okay. Okay, so this is something very basic requirements if you are willing to build something like Instagram, or we can say a photo sharing application. So we have got services to upload photos, to save them and show them to the user who you are following or they are following. Okay, now if you dive deep, there can be very long requirements and very long services to be built, but on the very basic level, to create a very basic product, we can have these sort of calculation and estimations required. Okay.